From Derek DeBrosse in Columbus, Ohio, with Munitions Group, munitionsgroup.com, Munitions Law Group. We have offices in Louisville, Kentucky, Atlanta, Georgia, as well as Columbus, Ohio, and we have affiliates around the country. Any gun issue you might have, we can help you with it. Just give us a call or shoot us an email. Today's question comes to us, and I'm not going to mention the name because it involves a criminal charge, but he states that he had his felony conviction recently sealed in Franklin County, Ohio. So this is an Ohio case. How long should he wait to purchase a firearm and hunt again? So technically speaking, in a vacuum, there's a lot of factors that come into play, and I can't give you an absolute on this. Obviously, this is not legal advice. This is just us having informal discussion via YouTube and my channel. But at the end of the day, there's two components here we need to discuss. First, do you actually have your rights restored? And that's a longer and more in-depth analysis. Prior to, I think, like maybe 2009 or 10, I believe, sealing the record is what we call it in Ohio. We don't actually expunge the record in Ohio. We don't have that ability for adult convictions for the most part. Actually did not cure a federal disability. So if you have a federal disability, that generally would not have. Now that law was changed, like I said, I believe in 2011, somewhere around there. And it changed that. Now the analysis as to why it changed is a longer discussion for another day. But at the end of the day, they added some words in the statute that lift any state disability and therefore restores them to all their three core civil rights, which is the right to hold office, serve in a jury, and vote. It doesn't have any further restriction on their gun rights, whereas before that further restriction still existed. With that said, it's likely, if this is the gentleman's only conviction on his record, that his rights are restored. However, again, it would take a further in-depth analysis that we would need to conduct. Now, let's assume for today's discussion that, in fact, your rights are restored. How long should you wait? Well, in a vacuum, you're restored. And at that point, you can possess firearms. You can go hunting. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to walk down to the gun store and pass a background check. I've taught on NICS at the national level with the NRA at their annual conference, annual meeting of members, Firearms Legal Conference. And I've discussed this in depth. It is filled with flaws and holes, and it may never actually fix. There is a process that we use in our office where we file an application with the Department of Justice to clean that up, and we'd be more than happy to consult with any of my listeners out there to fix the NICS for them. But it is a system that's made up of humans, and it's made up of humans who work for the government to make it even better. So with that said, we all know how efficient the government can be at times. So our suggestion to you is to reach out to us, and we can definitely help. But there is no certain amount of time to wait. The way the process works is, depending on the court, and I know Franklin County does this, that should be sent to BCI, which is the Bureau of Criminal Identification and Investigation in Ohio. It's the state version of the FBI. They maintain the records. Once those records are updated at the state level, the FBI is supposed to copy that. And I believe they do that on a monthly basis. Last time I checked, but that was many years ago. But they do it intermittently, where they're supposed to do a tape-by-tape redaction, if you will, so that it mirrors state records. Now, whether or not that actually happens or does it correctly, that's a different discussion for another day. I will tell you that it doesn't always get it accurately. 2 months should be long enough, but I can't guarantee that. You go in to purchase a firearm, there's a really strong chance you're going to get, at a minimum, delayed, maybe denied. And then as far as hunting, it should not be an issue. You go out and apply, get your hunting license. If there's any issue, if you hired us, we would submit paperwork that established that you no longer have a gun restriction or disability. So with that said, I hope it answered your question. If there's any comments, concerns, just drop them in the box below or send us an email. And as always, be safe out there and carry on.